Hi, and welcome to Mother Guidance Tarot. This is actually my very first video that I'm putting out. I just wanted to do something quick for beginners that are wondering, where the hell do I begin? There is so much information out on the internet. Where do I even begin? How do I even begin to choose my deck? How do I know what's the right deck for me? Now, being a newbie, you probably will be attracted to certain types of tarot decks that might represent other personal interests that you have. That is totally fine. However, I would sincerely encourage you to straight away go with a Rider-Waite tarot deck. The Rider-Waite tarot deck is the most commonly used deck that you will see on the internet and in books and whatnot. There are hundreds of books written, hundreds of decks that are Rider-Waite inspired and whatnot. Now, it's perfectly okay to go with your, with cards that are more appealing to you. I know vampires are very, very, very popular right now. Vampires, zombies. There's a great deck out called, what's it called? Bonfire. And the imagery in that particular deck has a lot of, it's kind of like a tattoo-ish type of style. It's usually about the artwork, okay? All of the cards, no matter what deck you get, from ace to king, every card means the same. Every card in the major arcana, pardon me, are exactly the same. So that's not, going to be an issue. But to learn, when you're starting to learn, there are 78 cards to learn, probably over 3,000 combinations. So as you start learning the deck, don't get overwhelmed. I would sincerely go with, if you really need to get your themed deck, that is perfectly fine. But I'd highly recommend you at least get a pocket-sized version of Rider-Waite. It varies in price. You can get them between, $10 to $15 online. Your themed decks can range anywhere between say $20 to $30, even $40 for some, which is probably the range, a decent price range to start off with. And you never will really see, unless you're buying, I'm getting off topic here, but unless you're buying like vintage tarot decks and stuff that you might get into later on, you might get into collecting, then I really wouldn't worry about the price. But for sure, to start with the Rider-Waite, and then go ahead and look for, other themed decks that are appealing to you. And when I first started a couple of decades ago, we, of course, couldn't go online to buy our decks. The gig was, you go to the bookstore, you look at the tarot decks, and you go with the deck that's calling you, the one that you feel drawn into, and that's the deck that you're meant to be with. There is something very mystical about tarot decks. These go, for well over a century or more. So tradition is very important. So definitely go with the deck that you have to have that deck. And I'm not kidding you. You will be very happy that you ended up backing it up with a Rider-Waite, because at some point you're gonna, it's gonna be overwhelming. It's great to always have a Rider deck. It doesn't matter which one it is. This one here is the Radiant. Oops, like I mentioned before, it's the Radiant Rider deck. I just love this particular deck because everything pops. There's a lot more information here, a lot more symbolism than you will see in some of the other decks. So, which will help you understand your cards. Well, I guess that's about it for now. There is, another thing you might want to do is go with a tarot kit. A tarot kit, you'll have the book and everything with it. However, when you are starting out, I advise you to take, I strongly advise you to take information from several resources, not just one. Most of the information is the same, but somebody might add a little bit more information, or might add a view that you hadn't thought of before, or that somebody else hadn't thought of before, that's completely relevant. Another great way to start learning your cards is to look here on YouTube. There are some excellent tarot readers, And you can actually start learning the cards just by watching them read and explaining the cards. Often, most of them will explain what card they pulled, which is absolutely fabulous. It's helped me a lot, you know, get back into tarot, because I put it aside for a while. I just had too many things going on. But when I decided to get back into tarot, I've been, you know, started watching videos and tutorials and whatnot. Helped me so much. Make sure you have a notebook, because you're going to be writing a lot of notes to help you remember this. There are also some great cheat sheets on Pinterest, and a couple of really good websites I will mention in the description below. So thank you for listening to my ramblings here, but that's how I am. What can I say? And I'll see you in the next video.